Most people think attraction is about looks or luck. It's not. It's 5 predictable psychological patterns, and they work on everyone. These aren't tricks. They're how the human brain is wired to connect. Understanding them changes how you read every room you walk into. The first principle is called the mere exposure effect. Discovered by psychologist Robert Zajonc in 1968, it's one of the most replicated findings in social psychology. The idea is simple. The more familiar something feels, the more you like it. Familiarity doesn't breed contempt, it breeds comfort. In one study, students were shown faces at varying frequencies. The faces they saw most often were rated as more attractive, even though they'd never spoken to those people. This means showing up consistently in a workspace, a social circle, online, quietly builds positive feeling before a single word is exchanged. The second principle is reciprocity. Robert Cialdini called it one of the most powerful forces in human behavior. When someone gives, we feel compelled to give back. It's not manipulation, it's evolutionary. Groups that returned favors survived. The reflex is deep, and it activates even for small gestures. A waiter who leaves a mint with the bill gets a bigger tip. A colleague who helps without being asked earns loyalty that money can't buy. Small giving signals safety. The practical insight: give first, not to extract something later, but because genuine generosity triggers genuine warmth. The sequence matters. The third principle is similarity attraction. We are drawn to people who reflect our values, language, and experiences back to us. Psychologists call it the similarity attraction effect. It's not about agreeing on everything. It's about signaling that you share a way of seeing the world. When someone uses the same vocabulary you use, references the same ideas, or laughs at the same things, your brain reads it as, this person is safe. This person is like me. This is why mirroring language in conversation builds rapport so quickly. It's not mimicry. It's a signal of shared reality, and the brain responds to it instantly. The fourth principle is the pratfall effect. This one surprises people. Making a mistake, the right kind, actually increases how much someone likes you. Elliot Aronson demonstrated this in 1966. A highly competent person who spills coffee is rated as more likable than the same person who doesn't. Why? Because perfection is threatening. It creates distance. A small human flaw signals that you're approachable, real, and not performing superiority. The catch: this only works if you're already perceived as competent. Incompetent people who mess up are just seen as incompetent. Credibility comes first. So the lesson isn't fake mistakes. It's, once you've established your value, don't hide your humanity. Vulnerability in the right moment closes the gap. The fifth principle is the halo effect. One strong positive trait causes people to assume other positive traits exist, even without evidence. It was named by psychologist Edward Thorndike in 1920. A soldier rated as physically fit was also assumed to be intelligent, loyal, and reliable by his commanding officers. Today, it shows up everywhere. A confident speaker is assumed to be an expert. A well-dressed person is assumed to be competent. The brain fills in the gaps with flattery. The halo effect means first impressions don't just matter. They set the entire interpretive frame. People don't see you neutrally after that. They see you through the halo. This is why the first thing people notice, your energy, your posture, your clarity of speech, carries disproportionate weight in how every interaction after it is read. Now here's where these 5 principles connect. They don't operate in isolation. They stack. And when they stack, the effect compounds. Someone who shows up consistently, mere exposure, gives generously, reciprocity, mirrors your language, similarity, shows a human flaw, pratfall, and leads with confidence, halo, feels magnetic. That's not charisma, that's psychology. The people you find most compelling in your life are likely activating several of these patterns simultaneously, often without knowing it. And the people who repel you, often doing the opposite. Inconsistent presence, transactional giving, no shared language, no vulnerability, no clear first impression. These principles also explain why online presence works the way it does. Consistent posting activates mere exposure. Helpful content activates reciprocity. Authentic mistakes activate pratfall. They're not digital tricks. They're the same wiring running in a different environment. The platform changes. The psychology doesn't. One important limit. These principles describe how attraction forms, not whether it's deserved. Awareness of them is a lens, not a license to manipulate. Using them cynically, manufacturing familiarity, faking vulnerability, performing similarity, tends to collapse under scrutiny. Authenticity is the amplifier, not the alternative. The most effective application is simply this: stop leaving connection to chance. These patterns are already running in every interaction. You can either notice them or not. When you walk into a room, you're already triggering someone's halo effect. When you help without being asked, you're activating reciprocity. These forces don't wait for your permission. The question isn't whether psychology shapes how people feel about you. It does, constantly. The question is whether you're paying attention to how. So this week, pick one. Show up more consistently. Give something first, or let one real flaw show. Small inputs. The psychology does the rest.